Okay, that was hard, but I got through it. Okay, so I will have a full tablature available at my Patreon account. The link is in the description, so you can go there and get that, because it is kind of complicated, and I'm gonna go kind of fast so that this video doesn't take forever. So yeah, and I played it on electric, but you could play it on acoustic. I think there's an electric and an acoustic on there. The tuning, which I should say I'm like 99% short on, is it's like this almost open D, but without these two. So low E string down to D, A and D the same, G string down to F sharp, but then B and E stay B and E. Okay, so this main sort of riff is good. That's a good thing to get. Happens a lot in the song. So let's start with that. The whole song is finger picked, you know, maybe with 4 fingers. I don't really know enough about how she finger picks. I play it with these fingers, but there's definitely parts. I brought this finger in sometimes, so yeah, see what you can do. Okay, so first thing, I'm gonna start with my 3rd finger. This is the fingering I'm using. 3rd finger on the 5th fret of the D. I'm gonna pluck the low E string, which is now the low D string, at the same time as that D string, and then I'm gonna slide it up to 7. And then my pinky is gonna come in and grab the 7th fret on the B. Okay? Then I play this D string note again and slide it back down to 5. And then my pinky plays the 5 on the B. Just plays that again, that D string, and then. So this is like, you could play it like this with 3 different fingers, or like I am, you could do it with a little bar. So my 1st finger is barring the 3rd fret on the G and the B, and my 2nd finger is playing the 4th fret on the D. And then there's some kind of picking pattern going B, G, D, G, B, G, D, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. This is a place where if you're using all of these fingers, you could do, ring, middle, index, middle, ring, middle, index. Because I'm using 2 fingers, I'm sort of doubling up with my index and doing middle, middle, index, middle, 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 index. Or I guess I'm doubling up with my middle. Either way. And the thumb might thump a little bit, and at different times when she plays it, she might play it with more thumb there, like, versus like, you know what I mean? So you can play around with that. Okay, that's the main riff, which comes up a lot. In the beginning, it happens twice before you go into the verse. Okay, so now, so up here, you might get into this whole chord. It doesn't matter whether you finger it like this or like this. Let's do it like this for the moment. 1st finger on the 8th fret of the G string, which is now the F sharp string. 2nd finger on the 9th fret of the low E string, which is now the low D string, okay? You could put your 3rd finger here on the 9th fret of the A, because that's kind of the chord, but I don't think that string necessarily gets picked, so it doesn't matter if you have it there. And there's a little picking pattern which goes, E, G, B, 6, 3, 2, right? The whole song, the picking is, a bit loose though, right? So it's like, if you just go, if you even kind of strum it a little bit, then you're gonna go to this chord, which is 1st finger on the 1st fret of the D, 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the A. And this I kind of hear this kind of thing. So it's like the thumb is going on all the beats, and in between 2 of the beats, pluck the G and then the B. Thumb, index, thumb, middle. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? Okay, and now close. 1st finger on the 1st fret of the G, 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the A. Pluck these together, then play the high E string, and then play the G string again. Just take this shape, move it up 3 frets. Now your first finger's on the 3rd fret of the G and your second finger's on the 4th fret of the A. Pluck all 3 of these together, the A, the G, and the E. Then maybe play the G and then the A. All right, and now this could be like this, or you could do it with 2. I'll show you with 2 right now. Second finger on the 5th fret of the A, 3rd finger on the 5th fret of the G, and maybe pluck, I'm doing the E, the D, and the G, that's pretty. You know, it's, a lot of these strings could be in there, and as I said, you could also play the 5th fret on the A there. So you go from this for 1 bar, and yeah, the picking could be like, and then meaning your thumb's playing the beats, and maybe your index is kind of 1, 2, and something like that. Then you move down to this. Now my first finger's on the 3rd fret of the G, and my second finger's on the 4th fret of the low E. 1, 2, 3, and then down to here. Something. And now, okay. First finger on the 2nd fret of the A, 3rd finger on the 2nd fret, or the 3rd fret of the B, and pluck the A, the G, and the B. Then move to open A, open G, and 2nd fret on the A, on the B, sorry, 2nd fret on the B, and then open A, open G, open B. So from this, 2nd fret on the A and 3rd fret on the B, plucking the A, the G, and the B, to down to this, open A, open G, 2nd fret on the B, and then open A, open G, open B. And then to this weird chord, first finger on the 5th fret of the G, second finger on the 6th fret of the low E. And now there's a funny thing, I don't know if it's like a mistake, but the first time she just goes straight to this chord. 7th fret on the low E, 7th fret on the A, 7th fret on the G, and does this for 2 bars. But then the second time she goes to this chord, so this is the 5th fret on the E, 5th fret on the A, 5th fret on the G, and then to 1 bar of this. So, but the first time it's 2 bars on this, but it kind of works either way, right? And then this is a modified version of the main riff, right? I do a very quick slide into 7, go down to 5, but I play them together, and then right. Okay, that's like the main verse. That part repeats itself. So that happens twice. And then it goes into sort of like the bridge. Let's call this the bridge. The part that starts, right? Okay, so the bridge starts with this chord. First finger on the 1st fret of the B, and it goes into this kind of jaunty little, so that's, my thumb is just playing the low E, now the low D, and this is just going B, G, D, G, B, G, D, right? Again, like, you know, as precise as you want to be or not be, feel free, you know? Anything you do that has some kind of movement is going to sound good. And then that's for 2 bars, 1, 2, 3. Now just 5th fret in the low E, I'm using my 3rd finger, and open D, G, and B. 1, 2, 3, and then this is 5th fret of the G, down to 3rd fret on the G, down to 5th fret on the D, while I thump this 5th fret on the low E. And then this is a riff that comes up a couple more times. So a little slide into the 4th fret on the D while you play the open low E, and then it could be just pulling off from 4 to 2 to open, or it could be sliding from 4 to 2 and then pulling off to open. I kind of like to play it that way. So I slide into 4, I pull off to 1, and then I pull off to open. And then immediately you have to get your first finger to the 2nd fret on the B. Right? this is open E, A, and G, and then second fret on the E, second fret on the A, first fret on the G. And then move that shape up to fourth fret on the E, fourth fret on the A, third fret on the G. And now this chord, which we've had before, when you don't really, fifth fret across, it's like a B minor. First finger on the 8th fret of the G, second finger on the 9th fret of the E, third finger on the 9th fret of the A. And then down to this same shape, but now at the 7th fret. Now down to this, back to this 5th fret one. And then this funny little thing. This is first finger on the 1st fret of the A, pinky on the 3rd fret of the G, and then that gives way to the 1st fret on the G, and then open D, and then you get to do this again. Right? Okay. Then you do this again, but this time you're gonna go down. So back down to this shape for one bar, and then you go back to this 5th fret across, which brings you into easy thing, which is a nice part. This is my favorite part because I like the little bell things that come in, and I like these chords. So this is just 7th fret on the B, 7th fret on the G, open low E, open D. And this little, and then the second chord is same thing, and you just bring your first finger in to play the 5th fret on the low E. And it just alternates between those two chords 4 times. And it's kind of a little... This is a place where I'm bringing in my ring finger in order to get all those notes. So that happens 4 times, and that brings us into like the ending, right? So it's like, it's gonna do the riff, a shortened version of the riff. This is what I hear. That seems like a crazy chord, but I couldn't find a better way to play it, and those are the notes that I hear, but maybe someday I'll learn that it's something different, and then I'll let you know. Like, it could be that, but you hear these notes all happening at once, so I think that this is right. My first finger's on the 2nd fret of the high E, my second finger's on the 3rd fret of the A, my third finger's on the 4th fret of the B, and my pinky's on the 5th fret of the G, right? Back to this thing, so 5th fret on the low E and 5th fret on the G, down to here, 4th fret on the low E and 3rd fret on the G. We were going to, same thing we had before this thing, right? 2nd fret on the A, open G, and 3rd fret on the B, and then down to open A, open G, and 2nd fret on the B, and then open B. And then this one again, this weird one. First finger on the 5th fret of the G, second finger on the 6th fret of the low E, and then because it does this again, 5th fret and then 7th fret. Now, okay, this is all of this is on the D and the G, and it's while playing the low E. So 7th fret on the D and the G, down to 5th fret on the D and G, down to 3rd fret on the G, and 4th fret on the G. And it just goes between those. It's like 7, 5, 3 and 4, 5 to 3 and 4, 3 and 4 again, and then 5, slide to 7, back down to 5, 3 and 4, and then, I think that's right? Something like that. Yeah, and then it might be this, like, fretting the 5th fret with your first finger, and then playing the B and the G and the B with the pinky up here on the 8 of the B, down to the 7 on the B, and then this is like all 5, and then pick up 5 on the B to get 3 on the B, and then slide it up to 7, and then this part is like somehow gets to there. 8 on the B, 7 on the B, and then it does this 5, 7, 5, 3, and then ends on this chord. Open, low E, aka D, open D, open G, aka F sharp, and then something on the 2nd fret of the B. Listen, if you made it all the way here and you followed all that and you were stopping and starting and you learned this song, please let me know in the comments because I'm impressed. But either way, I hope you enjoyed, and thank you so much for watching.